Sometimes we forget it, but failure is a part of the process.
In all fairness, it's a really easy thing to forget.
There's so many things in this life that we can try, and honestly, we probably want to try them right now. But we let so many things, and they're mostly mindsets, hold us back.
I started this YouTube channel in October, roughly 5 months ago, but the idea of it came about over 5 years ago. I just kept telling myself I wasn't ready, that I didn't know what I was doing, what would I even make it about, and on and on and on. And truth be told, I don't think I was ready, but if I hadn't just started, I know I never would have actually been ready. I didn't know what I was doing, from deciding on my content to making a thumbnail. And let's be real, I still don't know a lot, but I know way more than I did when I started. And this is because I just decided to push aside the mindset of I'm not ready and bring in the mindset that said, what if I just tried?
And you know how I said the idea of this YouTube channel came over 5 years ago? Well, I still wanted to try in some way, so I started a blog.
I wrote all the articles to start it out with some content. I created an Instagram page and a Pinterest for it. I designed the website and I launched it. My blog was up and running. I paid for the domain and everything. But then, after my blog had been live for about maybe 3 days and it had some traffic, I took it down and got a refund before my trial was up. The amount of people who went to my site and was not the same that I thought it would be in the beginning. And I didn't want to spend the money because
What if it just didn't work out? You know? What if I wasted all of my time and money? Which leads me to my next point.
fear of failure.
And not being ready and doing it anyway is just the first hurdle to jump over. And I was already used to that.
I'd run cross country races not feeling ready, and I even started my blog when I wasn't ready. But fear of failure can make you go from not being ready and doing it anyway to jumping ship altogether. Because if you're not ready, you can research as you go. You can try things and see how they work. But fear of failure has a bigger rabbit hole than just fear of failure itself. For me, fear of failure is a whole bunch of little mindset tricks designed to hold me back. There's a deeper reason as to why I'm afraid to fail. And it could be that if I try and I fail, people are going to make fun of me for it. They're going to say that I never should have even tried. They're going to judge me because it didn't work out. Or the deeper reason could be that if I fail and I put all this time, effort, and maybe even money into something that didn't work, I could have been putting that energy elsewhere. I could have been doing something else and been further than I actually am. But something we don't realize until we actually try is that people are going to applaud you for having the courage to do something in the first place. It's that you will gain a confidence like no other because you'll realize that while there are still people judging you, more people are supporting you and you're enjoying yourself too much to even care about the haters. You'll learn how to love the process and not worry about the end result. You'll learn so much about yourself, and you'll realize that in the end, even if you fail or if it doesn't go exactly as planned, you'll have learned so much about yourself and gained new skills that you didn't expect that it doesn't even matter anymore. You will realize that the process is so much more valuable than the end result.
And these are all just little mindset shifts that you can make to go from holding yourself back to living the life of your dreams.
I believe that God has a plan for each and every one of our lives. And personally, I don't want to miss out on it because I was afraid that I wasn't the right thing or that I was going to fail. I don't want to hold myself back from the life I was meant to live. Each and every failure that I've endured has taught me something, whether intellectual or a character trait. Getting 11th place by 1 second when only the top 10 runners got a medal taught me to be humble and a good sport. My teacher almost having to take my place as a mermaid in my second grade play because I was too afraid to go out on stage taught me that it was more embarrassing for me to not show up than to show up and potentially fail, and that things aren't as scary if you just start. Going to college for 1 year taught me so much about myself that I can't even explain it all. I learned how to just be myself, and I learned who myself is.
And I used to hear all these people who would tell their own stories of times that they failed and learned something, or times that they tried something and it didn't quite work out, but in the end it was better. And I would think, I don't have any of those. I can't seem to think of any. Trust me, you do.
They're just instilled deep inside of you, and you'll remember the lessons you've learned when you need them. Be strong and courageous, not because you're not afraid of failing, but because you know that God is on your side. And while you might fail at one thing, it might be leading you to where you're supposed to be.
So all I have left to say is don't hold yourself back from the life that you were meant to live. Because I've learned that no matter how it plays out, it's always going to turn out way better than you could have ever imagined.